Okay, it's tip of the week time. So welcome. I'm John Matus. I'm going to show you today a little bit about our equipment module in response to a user's request. They wanted to start looking at cataloging their equipment, and I figured, hey, that would make a good tip of the week. So I am breaking from my current theme of online education to talk a little bit about the equipment module, which you will find in your TCM here if you have web services or suite. If you are a TCM only user, sorry, this feature is not in your set, but hey, please give us a call about upgrading. We'd love to talk to you about it. So what you're looking at here, everybody, is basically a bunch of equipment. This is stuff that we own here at Less Stress Instructional Services. It's a bunch of various types of equipment. In this case, most of the stuff is EMT equipment, but you can filter and just look at your CPR mannequins, for example. So here is, as the list is loading, a bunch of CPR mannequins. And you can filter down a little bit by other types of equipment, AED trainers, let's say. So you can do a lot about this, as you can see. That one is mislabeled. But basically, it allows you to catalog your equipment, so you can do that. You can also do it by holder. So you can say, hey, show me a little bit about what one particular person is using. So let's say you want to see what this Matus guy is hanging on to at his house because he's not particularly good at returning things. You can see what that person has been assigned and or is hanging on to. Okay, so there's an example of just what holder John Matus is holding. So let's just go through a couple of quick items here. The equipment ID is basically the serial number of the equipment in TCM, not so much the serial number of the product, but rather the record number in TCM. It's automatically assigned. You don't have to sweat that. The name of the product is whatever you choose to name it. As you can see, I am labeling electronics equipment, training equipment, etc. The asset ID is your assigned number in TCM. So what will happen here is you'll be giving numbers to pieces of equipment to individually identify them separately from whatever name you gave. So for example, you'll notice that I have two ASUS tablets, and one is asset ID 1040 and the other one is asset ID 31. The holder is simply the person who is hanging onto it or the site where it's located. So TCM enables you to assign a product to a location or to a individual, and you can put an in-service or out-of-service marker on it. So that's basically how it works. So those are the field definitions that we're working with. So I'm going to go back to this thing. I'm going to put all in there. So I'm looking at every piece of equipment that you have cataloged. So let's talk about how to catalog a piece of equipment. If you hit the new equipment button, it basically opens up a profile for you. So I'm going to make one. Okay. And the first thing you need to do is assign an asset ID. What I do is I just do a sequential number based on the last asset. So in my list of assets here, my last one, as you can see here, was 1133. So my new asset should be 1134. Name of it is Fake Thingy. Okay. Fake Thingy is going to be a OB mannequin. Okay. And it's going to be made by, let's go with Simulades. And the model is going to be, I don't think I have a model. But basically, this is where you can identify brands. So just to give you an example, folks, asset type would be, let's say, do a little bit more realistic one, a CPR mannequin made by Simulades. And the product will be Sani Baby. Do I have one of those here? I don't. But the model would be basically to separate it from another product, say Recessa Baby. So, for example, they're all CPR mannequins. They may all be made by the same manufacturer, but the models could be different. So if I had to take this with a Laerdal example, I can have either a Recessa Baby or a Baby Annie, and both of those, could be identified as separate products in the model number. Okay. Holder is basically a combination, like I said, of people or sites. So I'm going to assign this one to our office here at Less Stress in Wayne. It imports the list of sites, by the way, in your TCM. So many of the sites will never have equipment on them, but they're kind of useful in terms of doing assignments. So if you leave a piece of equipment somewhere to basically store it that's how you would do that. Cost $350. That helps you do reports and things of equipment that you have. Now, if you want to upload a picture, you're going to click here on this little white bar, and you're going to select a picture from your pictures folder. I don't know if I have any good mannequins. I'm just going to pick that. I know this is not a recessive baby. You purists, you need to give me a little creative license here, okay? But I'm just going to upload the first baby picture I see. And that, will give you an idea. Like some of you may have folks in the office who are not highly experienced with equipment identification, or, they don't quite know what a Airway Larry is or a Preston adult professional mannequin is. So you can put a little picture in there so it's easier for your office staff to identify it when they look for it. So we're going to save this. It's going to send the picture up. Takes a second or two. And now fake thingy will come up on the list, probably with equipment ID 159 or something like that. Yeah, there you go. See that guy here? Okay, so when you open this the next time, it'll basically open up the same form, but I want to show you a couple of interesting things. One of which is its assignment history. There are, of course, no history items, but you can see every time this device has gone in and out of your office. So if it's been assigned before, you can see the people who or sites it's been assigned to. So where's this useful? That guy, we all have that guy, the guy who brings the stuff in broken or missing a face or with no lungs or otherwise does his very best to trash your stuff. If somebody picks up the equipment next and says, dude, there was no pads with this AED trainer, you can go back to your assignment history and say, hey, John Smith had it next. Let me give John Smith an earful. So you will be able to have a way to backtrack equipment assignments. Barcodes. So TCM allows you to barcode things in and out, which is pretty exciting stuff when you think about it. You can set up a little barcode at any computer. You can get TCM, which is basically any internet-enabled computer. And you can generate barcodes and then scan them. And I'm going to show you the scanning part later with a short video. But right now I'm just going to show you how to generate the barcodes. So you'll notice that the equipment is at Less Stress Instructional Services Wayne office. So if you want to generate a barcode for this thing, meaning fake thingy 1134, you click the Asset Barcode button, and it generates a printable PDF with a barcode on it. See that? Fake thingy 1134. And this is scannable with any like USB scanner. We have some equipment that we've tested and is compatible with our stuff. Most stuff is compatible, but the stuff that we selected is both inexpensive, reliable, and generally speaking, easy to implement via plug and play. So we definitely recommend that. So you could print this on a sticker, for example, and slap it on a piece of equipment or on some kind of tag that is attached to a piece of equipment. And all of a sudden you have a trackable means of knowing where this product fake thingy is at all times. You can also generate an asset from the holder. So if this thing is in Wayne and you happen to need a Wayne sticker, you can click here. And there is your Less Stress Instructional Services Wayne office scanner label. So easy to do. Just as a quick aside, going out of the equipment module for just a minute, you can go to a site and then look in a site by editing it, and you will be able to print a holder label from this location also. So for example, folks, if you do not have any equipment assigned to a location, there won't be an easy way to print it from the equipment module, but you can print the sticker from the module in the training, the site module. So basically the area where you make sites here in training. You can do the same for instructors, by the way. So let's say you have an instructor. Just take this guy, for example. You can generate a holder label for him. Yeah. And now he's got a holder label also. So you can do holder labels not just from the equipment area, but also from the other areas of the software, which is pretty great. Okay, so how do you use the equipment allocation area? Well, this button up here is a public page, meaning you don't have to be logged in as an administrator to see it. So if you click on it, you can scan barcodes or type them. So you have a couple of options. You can, and it defaults to this field. So if you're holding a barcode scanner right now, you could just zap the label. Or if you don't have a barcode scanner, you could do this. and it'll give you matches. Okay, this happens to be a backboard. Scan the barcode label here for the holder, meaning the person and or site, or if you don't have it, you can type in the site. Okay, select it off the list and submit. Now, once you submit, it gets assigned to that site. So that piece of equipment now gets assigned to that holder. Again, it could be a person or a physical location. It gets timestamped. An email confirmation is sent to the holder, and the email confirmation is sent to the location, to the administrator of TCM. So nice thing about this, you will very, very quickly be able to assign it and see it in the administrator area. So let me go to just fake thingy. Okay, the one we just made. And let's go ahead and assign it to Matus. Submit. Okay, got assigned successfully. So let's go back and refresh this administrator area. Right now you can see that it's still in Wayne, but that's only because I have not refreshed it. See, now it's assigned to John Matus. So like I said, you can track pieces of equipment very, very easily using this equipment module. It's kind of an exciting little tool for those of you with a lot of stuff. Again, if you're a training center with a modest amount of equipment, maybe this is not a hassle for you. But one of the banes of my existence historically has been trying to figure out where all my airway heads are and who's got the OB mannequin and where all of that stuff is. So I hope that this is useful. I'm going to follow this up with a quick clip of me zapping stuff in our equipment room just so you can see it all in action. Okay.